Hi there, awesome friends. I hope you're well. I haven't done a tutorial for a while. What you don't know is I usually tape about 4 or 5 in a day, and then I don't do anything for a month. But I've been focused with a fundraiser and it's taking up all my time, but I owe you a tutorial. So today we are going to use this lovely copper tape, which I hope to have in stock in about 2 weeks' time. So very excited to get this in South Africa. We haven't been able to. And a special shout out to my friend Anne, who kindly brought some from America for me. Thank you, Anne. Okay, so here we go. I was given these 2 pieces of paper, and they've got little, I don't know if you can see, little black UFOs, and they're spaced, but they're very weird color. And then I saw them lying on my table, the copper tape, and the colors work perfectly. So let's explore and see what we can do today. Okay, first things first, we are going to glue, sorry guys, disorganized, just looking for something to glue on. Always keep a magazine or 2 so that I don't glue on my craft mat. And stick that down. I think I'm only going to use 1 piece of this paper, and then glue my other little ATC. So for those of you who don't know the size of an ATC, it's 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches, or 6.5 centimeters by 9 centimeters. Okie dokie. So that is sorted. Alrighty then, I'm going to trim the card, and the reason I'm using some scrapbook paper and tape and whatever is I'm trying to really explore different mediums. And you know, in previous tutorials I really focused only on using the metal tape, and then I think you'll see that I've explored a little bit of ATC making with collage and paper, and today we're going to use a little bit of both. It's nice to try to mix up things a bit, otherwise you never learn new tricks. And a reminder, the reason I do the ATCs, sadly I used to trade them internationally, but the South African post office is going through a crisis at the moment, so I can't trade anymore. Which is very heartbreaking. But the reason I do the ATCs is to learn new techniques. So everything you learn here, you should in fact be able to put into practice on a bigger project. So the ATCs are not a waste. Because somebody asked me, what do you do with them? Actually really nice, as I said, to exchange in an ATC swap group. But locally, we will just do it in our Happy Mail group here in South Africa. I am hoping to start the abandoned art thing. I'm sure you've all seen it on social media, where you abandon your art around town or wherever. So I'm thinking, because I've got so many ATCs I've made, perhaps that's something I should do. Okay, so here we go. I wanted to show you that your copper tape is so much thinner than your metal tape. So I want to give you an example here. I don't want to waste anything, but you can see how it curls compared to the thin tape, the 30 micron metal tape or aluminium tape. This is very thin and it's more difficult to work with. I thought for today we are going to use some circles, which I punched out of some light card. And remember, when you're working with something that is so flimsy, it is better to place things on the tape than to try and place the tape onto your little cutouts. I'm going to do this, and I have absolutely no clue, because I haven't tested this out yet, as to how well this is going to work. But let's see. I thought, you know, the space has got stars and moons and things, so let's see what we can do with little circles. Okay, So you can actually hear how flimsy this tape is. Lots of practice, and you can't make too many mistakes because it's really pricey. So I have done that, and I think to make it have a little bit more substance and to kind of work with it easier, if I can put it that way, I'm going to use some plain metal tape that I've got. This is just the narrow 30 micron thin metal tape. Oh, if I can find the end, there you go. I'm going to cover the back, and you don't have to do this part. I'm just covering it because I want to see what happens, and also I think it'll be easier to work with. Okay, so there we go. Put that in the bin. I am looking for my credit card, which has unfortunately gone for a little wander on my table. Here we go. Smooth it down and smooth it down. So the copper tape I'm using today was gifted to me also by a very lovely friend of mine in Johannesburg. So thank you, Lynette, for the copper tape that I'm testing out today. I have been so stingy with it, and I have been too scared to use it in case I waste it, because we really couldn't get it here in South Africa. Okay, as you can see, I'm circling around the little templates with my paper stump. Somebody asked me about where do I get the silver paper stump. This is honestly a paper stump that I have put some metal tape around it. I find by covering it with the metal tape, it prevents it from unraveling, and your paper stump lasts so much longer. For those of you who don't know, on Facebook I am obviously Oarsum Crafts, or Made by KJ and Oarsum Crafts, but I also write under the name of A Complicated Original. So please go and have a look, because I'm fixated with circles at the moment. I was so blessed to see a sun ring, which is a ring around the sun, a couple of weeks ago when we were traveling, and now all I can do is think about circles. I'm haphazardly cutting these apart so that they are easier to trim. So yeah, please comment if you've ever seen a sun ring. The most beautiful, beautiful thing to witness. And it only happens when light refracts off ice crystals in the sky and around the sun. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so here we have some little circles, which I'm going to fussy cut. Now you can use a pen or a tool to go around the little circles before you cut them out. I'm not really going to worry about that today, because I'm not going to color the tape in with the black Sharpie. We're going to keep it as bright as possible. Okay. Oh, and you can hear all the Egyptian geese having a party here outside the window. They are really a pest. There are so many of them, and to be honest, I don't like Egyptian geese at all. I witnessed them drowning some little white ducks one day in the pond near me, and they all ganged up on the duck and actually drowned it. It was horrific to see. And since that day, I've decided I don't like Egyptian geese. I mean, I know that's nature, but they seem to breed prolific. They breed a lot. You know what I want to say. My mind is a bit in a shambles today. Yeah, and then the white ducks, sadly there are no more here because they've drowned every one of them. So they really are horrible birds. And the thing is, they love where they are, so they don't migrate anymore. They stay here the whole year, which is also horrible. And I think they enjoy the safety of not too many predators apart from owls here and the odd cat. So they've got a good life. Okay, I'm not going to fussy cut all of these out, but a couple. And here we go. Okay, so we've got a few little circles cut out. We have our little ATCs which are covered with some card, and then we have this beautiful piece of embossed metal tape with copper. Here we go. Let's see what we can do. I actually want to be mindful and not waste anything. Using my steel ruler, I'm going to cut a few strips. There you go. And I want the other strip to be more or less the same. More or less the same. There you go. Okay, so what I did with this embossed copper is I actually put it onto a piece of 70 micron thick metal tape so that it would still be adhesive. But if you don't want to waste your thick tape, you can put it onto a piece of card and then you can just glue it down. I think I'm going to put it right on the edge. Right on the edge. There you go. And as you know, I love to make pairs of things. So we are making a pair of ATC. So in an earlier video last month, I said at the end of May I would do a lucky draw for somebody to win a pair of ATC. But unfortunately, I can't do that now because I can't send the ATC overseas, and that's not really fair on my international followers. So I'm just going to give the ATC to somebody here locally. Sorry about that. I'm trimming it from the back. Okay, so already our little ATC are popping. I love it. And instead of stars, I actually thought I'm going to put little planets. So we've got a moon there. And what do you think? Do that? I like working in threes, and threes are appealing to the eye. So always remember, if you are doing a project for something that is pleasing to the eye, work in threes. Now remember, this doesn't have tape on the back, it's not adhesive, so we have to glue it. And the best thing to glue tape down is your double-sided tape. So I find the craft glues don't work so well. I'm cutting a few small pieces, and let's get those down first. There you go. It's a bit big, I think. And now this tape is stuck on my finger. Ha ha. And this piece here. And piece there. And a piece there. think I've got all the bits and pieces. Just check. One, two, three. I think I need one more little circle. Just one more little circle. Okay. I'm not cutting this very neatly. Okay. That should be great. Okay. Righty, so let us do this. And yeah, don't be afraid to try new things. I'd love to see what you can do with circles. So please share your circles with us. And don't be shy to cut your circles in half. Let them go over the page. Here you go. I'm going to cut this one. So we've cut our circles. And you have this little piece here. So where should we put that? Over there. And let's trim this piece. And where should we put that? Put it over there. So look what we have made with just very few goodies. How sweet is that? And now to finish it off, I'm using my ballpoint pen. And I think I'm going to decorate these a little bit. Just for a little bit of interest. Yeah, let's draw lines on this one. Oh, obviously you can leave these plain if you like. And here. And what can we do with this one? So look how lovely that looks with a bit of interest compared to the plain one. I'll decorate this one as well. And I'm using a black ballpoint pen because it leaves just a trace of ink while you're writing. And that's just enough for me. I don't want to use the Sharpie marker as I mentioned to you because I want the vibrancy of the copper tape. I don't want it to be buffed. And here, let's just see what we can do here. So isn't this copper tape gorgeous? And you've learned two tricks here with the thin copper tape. The one is to mount it onto heavy 70 micron aluminium tape first, so that it is more, it's easier to emboss. And then this was mounted onto card to make it easier to work with. So yes, have fun and show me what you can do. And obviously, if you don't have copper tape, I challenge you to do exactly the same thing with your ordinary aluminium tape. I hope you enjoyed that and have a wonderful day.